Check 1, 2. I hope you can hear me. What is up? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Well, anyways, what's up, guys? This is John Killingsworth with another live stream. I know the light is kind of shit right now, but bear with me because I just gotta buy a new light right here because it's getting night. But today's topic for a live stream is you gotta stop to prove yourself to others. Like many people, they try to prove themselves to others by getting a lot of money or getting a lot of views, right? Trying to prove yourself. Or let's say you were bullied in high school or something, and then one of your bullies, they told you that you would never get a girlfriend or you would never get this, or maybe even a parent. Maybe one of your parents or a past relationship partner told you some really negative things, and then you start believing in it. And then from that point on, you gave yourself that mission. I'm going to prove that person wrong. My father told me I could never become a musician. I could never become a public speaker. This actually happened, by the way. And they tell you you'll never be able to do it. So then what the fuck happens? You go about your life trying to prove others that you are worthy of love, that you are worthy of success, always trying to prove something to somebody else. And you're never truly at peace because your entire life is in reaction to the outside world. It's never authentic to you. So one thing that I want to propose to you actually is, the goals that you have in your head right now. Maybe you have goals to, let's say, achieve a lot of success, achieve certain things in your life. Ask yourself, are those goals actually my goals from my internal voice, from my authentic voice? Or are those goals from somebody else's voice that comes from, somewhere else? That comes from a significant other. It could be an ex-partner of yours. It could be your parents, right? So maybe you think that right now you want to become a doctor and you're going on this path to study really hard, get your PhD and stuff like that. And you really believe that you want to be a doctor. But then if you dig down into yourself, you realize, wait, I don't actually want to be a doctor. It's just my dad told me like 5 years ago that would be a righteous path to go on, the good path to go on. And you're like, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to become a doctor. And you told yourself, but it was implanted by your dad. And you just wanted to make your dad happy or your mom happy or whatever that was. So, hey, by the way, guys, I know you guys are tuning in. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to interrupt me anytime. And I'll answer your questions. So whatever you have about that topic or any other topic of self-development, let me know. But so back to the topic of the video. It's important that you find what actually matters to you. And whatever other voice that's in your head, that's not actually yours. Maybe it's society's voice that's telling you, hey, maybe, you know what? Maybe I should become a lawyer because that's good. Or I should become famous because I'll be very popular. I'll be really cool. And it's kind of this societal ideal of what would be ideal for you, but it's not authentically you, right? What do you have to prove? What do you have to prove? It's like the more you pursue those things, the more it's reinforcing in your head and, in life that you're not worthy enough. Anytime this happens, you're telling yourself, well, I shouldn't deserve all this shit. Like, it's, like if, let's say, you were to do nothing and prove nothing to nobody in the world, right? Absolutely nothing. How would you feel? Let's say you just had to, for next week, you knew that you would have to sit on your couch and do absolutely nothing. How would you feel? And I think this, like how you would respond to such an exercise would really be, in my opinion, an accurate assessment of where you are at in terms of personal development. If you can be very quiet with your mind, push away all those external voices that, like, whatever society's been programming you to believe, or your parents been trying to convince you, or even your friends, even your close friends that are telling you, oh man, I don't know about this self-development stuff, it's kind of weird, why do you listen to this guy with this mask? Wow, this shit. You know, just your ability to silence the external circumstances, the external environment, and promote your own authentic voice, I think really shows how much you're self-developed, how much you've worked on yourself, and to the amount to which you're able to really, go back to your internal values, your personal values, and whatever other values that other people try to foster on you. That's my alarm to get some creatine. Anyways, yeah. So I think you gotta be careful with that. Find what's authentic to you. The Jack Philosopher. Are you a seducer during the day when you're out with your friends solo? Or do you hide that aspect of your personality and only show it during parties, festivals, night outs? Well, well, thanks for your comment, the Jack Philosopher. Actually, I try to be myself, authentically myself, every single day, every single moment of my life. Even right now, I'm trying to be authentic, even though I'm wearing this mask. And I always try to be fully myself 100%. Obviously depending, but with my friends, a lot of my friends, I even talk to my friends about pickup. I show them my channel. I'm like, yeah, so this is what I do. I pick up girls, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. And some of my friends that are not into pickup at all, I'm like, yeah, so I go to the mall and I pick up girls. They're like, you do that? And I'm like, yeah, just kind of do that. And some of them look at me funny, but then after a while they just kind of assume, like, well, you know what, this is just who this guy is. Like he's not trying to, I'm not trying to prove to anyone that I'm something else, that I'm just a regular dude. I'm like, you know what, I do weird shit. I love weird stuff. And fuck it. That's just what I'm gonna do. And if you don't like it, well, fuck it. It's life is too short to be, to pretend, to be insecure about what you really enjoy. Like, if you really enjoy being a seducer, or you like flirting with girls, and you really enjoy that, then I think you should do it all the time. Really. So yeah, that's my answer to you. Marriage or picking up girls forever, what would you do? Your thoughts on marriage? Thanks for your comment, Martin. Quite honestly, that's quite the one sec, I'll put a light on my face. It's kind of dark. Well, it's kind of the I guess sort of the black and white type of I look so creepy with this, like, light from the bottom. Anyways, fuck it. Marriage will pick up forever. I don't think you can do one forever. It's like, it's personally, I really try to avoid sort of a black and white type of thinking in my life. So then anything that I think about, that I reflect about, future decisions, whether it's marriage or pickup, I try to find sort of like a middle ground. There's this book called Decisive by, I believe it's Chip something. Decisive. Just write Decisive book. It's a Greene book. You'll find it. And they talk about how, when you take decisions that, especially for teenagers, when they start making decisions, they're like, oh, should I go to this party or not? Should I get with this guy or not? And sort of this black and white, sort of false dichotomy, they call it, right? That's like, oh man, well, fuck it, I should either go out every day, 7 nights a week, or fuck pick up. It's for losers, right? No, it's there's sort of a middle ground. So the way I see it is like, well, you know what? I can still get married in the future, or whatever my version of long-term relationship is, and still continue to socialize, still continue to help other people grow, help other people, be more confident with, whether it's with women or with whoever else. I can still teach my stuff. So, I see myself, sure, with a partner long-term, for sure. that will understand sort of what I'm on right now, the path I'm on of growing this channel. And if this channel necessitates me to go out every day and pick up a lot of girls, then I'll do it. Obviously, this channel is going to evolve and grow with time. But yeah, that's my answer to you. I think you can do both. Hello, Elite Viper. What's up? So, can I ask why a mask? Lol. Hell yeah, I get this question every live stream. But I'm glad that you asked because you're probably someone new. There are many reasons why. Actually, I made a video on the intro to my channel. You can check it out on the main page. But you can say the short answer is that I kind of always wanted to be some sort of superhero, like those fantasies of like when they, we see it in the movies all the time, the superheroes. But who is crazy enough to live up that fantasy in real life? Many of us, we just want to dream about one day saving the world or one day doing this and that. And me, I was crazy enough to tell myself, you know what? I don't need to be a superhero with like superpowers where I punch villains in the face. But what I can fight, one enemy that I can fight as a superhero, I guess, is an unconsciousness and misery. People being miserable, not being happy, people living shitty lives and shit like that. And it's kind of I kind of want to be this I guess this figure. And what really inspired me about superheroes is that they don't care about getting credit for what they do. So going back to the topic of trying to prove something to someone, stopping to trying to prove anything. It's like, nothing to prove. Like, I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my live streams. I'm doing my videos. I find them really fun to do. I'm having a lot of fun. And that's it. It's like, I'm just doing it to do it. It's like, I'm not trying to prove my friends that I'm cool, because let's just say I didn't have a mask on. Let's just say I didn't have this mask on. Then my personal life and my public life would mesh together. And then people would know me, in my circle, like, oh, you're the guy on the internet. Holy shit, that is so cool. And then my ego would kind of get a kick out of it. And I feel like with my ego, invested in that channel, then I would kind of lose the essence of, the, how do you call it? Like the sort of like the goalless journey, the purposeless purpose, like the sort of meaningless type of heroic journey type of thing, Why do some people, they go on long pilgrimages of like they walk for like 2,000 kilometers or whatever thing? Why? Okay, maybe it's for like religious purposes, but at the end of the day, like nothing really matters. They just kind of do it because they want to, they want to challenge themselves. They want to live their lives to the fullest. So that's kind of me. It's like, can I live this life to the fullest, without getting my personal life in the way type of thing? Maybe one day I actually reveal my real face. Maybe when I get 100K subs or 1,000,000 subs, I don't know. But the day where this mask will become a gimmick, the day when this mask will no longer serve me, is the day that the mask will be taken off. But I guess for now, I just kind of, I think it's kind of, it became my brand now. So if I remove this mask, it would would that even be nameless anymore? You know what I mean? It's like, it would be some other brand. It would be something else, So yeah, living to the fullest equals having fun. Hell yeah, the Jack philosopher. And speaking of your name, I think being a philosopher and being jacked is actually a really cool combination, because I think a lot of philosophers sort of become, especially in the academic ones, are really sort of fluffy in the clouds, living somewhere else, and they're not really practical. They're not really living their lives in a sort of they're kind of armchair philosophers, but sort of the I think philosophers also need to apply what they think about, apply what they teach, and kind of go out there and live the stoic life, That's awesome. Keep it up. Thanks. Life is play. I never take life too seriously. Indeed. I think there's moments to take life seriously, and there's moments when not to take it seriously. And I think, when we say like don't take life too seriously, I think some people this message can be taken in like 100,000 ways. Um, like millions of people don't take their life seriously enough, I think. And I think there's only a small percentage that take it sort of too seriously. So sort of like the overachievers, or like the workaholics that like work to, let's say, make an income, work to make a lot of money to sustain their family, sort of like the sort of upper middle class workaholic. I think they take their life too seriously. But I think some people don't take it seriously enough to the point where they just kind of party every day and never work on themselves. So I think there's a balance here. But yeah, definitely gonna crack some jokes here and there, and kind of have fun. Because who the fuck, nothing matters. Fuck it. How do you deal with anxiety and hesitation? Love this question. How do you deal with it? Well, you just do it. I don't know if you've heard of Jocko Willink. He's starting to become popular in the personal development sphere. But to deal with anxiety and hesitation, you just gotta do it. It's recently I know many of you guys are into this pickup PUA stuff. But let's say you want to talk to a cute girl, and I slowly got back into day game, and it was really hard for me at the beginning because I haven't done it in a while. But to deal with anxiety, you kind of progressively desensitize yourself to it. And hesitation, depends what type of hesitation and which scenario, but I'll just assume in a social sense, you go progressive steps. So maybe you're at a party and you don't know who the hell to talk to, and you're kind of stuck. Start with easy conversation, to go to the shyest person at that party and talk to them. Don't talk to like the big intimidating table. Go to like the table where there's like a few drinks and you can just kind of pretend like you're eating, and just talk about the party. Oh, how do you know which person, whatever thing. And you kind of slowly build it up. Exactly. You build it up. And then afterwards, then maybe you can go join the big group and like, hey, so nice to meet you guys. I don't know many people here, but here I am, whatever that is. Or if you want to socialize at, let's say, I don't know, a networking event or whatever thing, same thing. So it's really, this is my approach, because personally, when I tell myself, just do it, and kind of like trying to jump into the deep end, you think you can, right? But then when the moment comes, somehow your brain just freezes and you can't even talk to that girl. You can't talk to that cool person you want to get to know. You literally just freeze. Your mind can't do shit. And, to prevent those moments, warm up beforehand. Talk to the cashier, be like, hey, what's up? How's it been? Nice weather, isn't it? Or some stupid, cheesy thing. Doesn't matter. Anything. And sort of lower your standards for action. Hey, what's up, Leo? Nice chatting with you the other day. Yeah, awesome, dude. I think you talked to me on was it Facebook? I think so. Anyways, guys, you can also if you got any questions, you can also go on the Facebook. There's gonna be a Facebook link in the description with the official Nameless Facebook group. You can ask questions here to me, to other people that are like-minded. And yeah, hell yeah. What do you think about studying law? Because I want to study it to know my rights, what I'm talking about, and what you can do and can't do. Oh shit. I think it's awesome. I actually have one friend who's studying law, and I like his reason why he wanted to study law. Actually, I found it really interesting. It's because in his life, he often felt kind of powerless, like didn't have power over like his life and his life situation. And so then the first thing he did is he learned more social skills. He got a really hot girlfriend. He became really good socially, and then sort of law. He decided to learn law as well because law kind of gave him uh, this sense of power, this sense of control and security over their life, over his situation. And it gave him like I guess like he knew the system well because we live in a system, government, society. There is a system there, and we can't escape that system. So might as well learn how to navigate it the best as we can. And I think learning law is amazing for that. And also, as a lawyer, you learn a lot of things. When you have to debate a court case or whatever, you learn how to argue really well. And knowing how to argue and persuade people is one of the most amazing skills to learn. Uh, I guess that's kind of what I'm doing with this channel. I'm like persuading you to go on this journey with me of personal development, to join me on this journey to better yourself and become better. And there's many things you learn in law, so I think that's amazing. Obviously, it depends also on what type of goals you have for the future. But yeah, I think it's excellent. The shameless fag. Wow, what a name! 8th grade. Here, can you recommend any books that could teach me useful shit that I need right now? Wow. First of all, the fact that you're in 8th grade. That's how old are you? You're maybe like 14 or 15, I think. By the way, this is the age that I started personal development. So that's amazing. You were my age. So then when you grow up, you're gonna be freaking awesome. You're gonna have a kick-ass life. So I'm kind of sick a little bit, but which books to start? Depends what you want to learn. I'd say there are many all-around books to get started, but I have so many right now. I don't even know which one to choose. But one sec. This is a short book. Actually, I read through that recently. This is a short book, and the reason why I'm proposing this book is because I think this book covers what, let's say, this is what Leo from actualize.org said about this book, is that this is what the average Westerner should learn, should read. Because if you just apply the concept in that book, it's also a short book, so it's easy to read. If you're beginning to read books or whatever, it's a short book. Anyone should get it, and it talks about, sort of the criticizes the sort of quick fix mentality, and especially when you're young, you're used to things coming quick to you. You ask for something from your parents, they give it to you. You want to have fun, so you just open your video game and you play it, and it's given to you. Fun is given to you, and this book sort of challenges everything that, let's say, the average millennial is sort of struggling with. So the quick fix mentality, the ADHD society, and stuff like that. It says that you can counter that with the mastery mindset. So with the mastery mindset means that you have to find a field in your life that you want to master, and you dedicate your entire life to it. Doesn't have to be your entire life. It could be a long time. But I think that if you read that book, you'll become a master of your own life. Whether you want to master personal development, you want to master a particular skill, it teaches you to be really patient and to be really present in the moment as you're learning about your life, about becoming a better person and stuff like that. So get that book. Anyone on Facebook. Yeah, check my last message. Yeah, when you get time, of course I will. I love arguing. Yeah, arguing is kind of fun. But it's this weird thing about arguing where personally, I don't know about you, but when you argue, it kind of creates this friction with people. And when it's with someone that you just met, it's sometimes it kind of like, it breaks the vibe a little bit. And with the wrong people, when you argue with the wrong people, actually it might break the relationship. But with the right people that are open-minded and that are willing to learn and that are, that are willing to listen as much as they speak, I think it's a great thing. You learn a lot through taking someone else's counter arguments against your arguments and throwing counter arguments at somebody else. So that's why, let's say, in the comment sections of my videos, people are like, the comments I like the most are people that, like, they see my content and they say something that I haven't thought of before that complements it or kind of like contradicts what I talked about. So it's like it's not a hate comment. It's just a comment of like a new perspective to my content. And I'm like, wow, this person is amazing because they apply their own critical thinking to my content. They don't just look at it and be like, yo, oh my god, Nameless the best. Hell yeah. It's like, no, I'm not the best. And if you have anything to say that's like that you disagree with, say it right now. Even right now on this live stream, if I said something that you disagree with, let me know. I love learning from different perspectives, and our ability to, I guess, welcome ambiguity in our life and to embrace ambiguity is what will make us more successful and will make us grow the most in personal development. Because I think many people they're really rigid, really rigid on one aspect of their life or on their I guess on their way of life, their ideology of how the world works, their worldview. And then any counter argument that come their way, they become really defensive and they become really pissed off. And that's why when you tell people, regular people, hey man, you should learn to be more social, you should learn pickup, people think you're a freaking crazy motherfucker, right? So that's how it is. I shall read it then. I can't explain how much your vids have helped me. Thanks, dude. Well, thanks to you for your support, man. Really appreciate it. And every one of you guys, without you guys, I wouldn't be here right now. So thanks to you guys equally. Why do so many men have enough patience and courage to study, achieve, invent new things, chase money, build their body, build a career, etc., but are dreadly afraid of mastering seduction? Yeah. Yeah. It's actually I think it's an evolutionary thing as much as it is an ego thing. Not gonna get into the entire evolutionary argument of like, pickup artists have talked about it a lot. Where back in the caveman days, if you talk to the wrong girl, you could get killed by the alpha male. But I think because if you're trying to master seduction, it's just kind of frowned upon. People will think you're creepy. People will think you're weird, or people will think that whatever shit about you. And that's why people don't learn seduction, I think. And also because there's a lot of emotions put on the line, and learning to better yourself with the opposite sex, you have to go through many of your I guess inner, you have to confront your inner resistance about your limiting beliefs about who you are and who you think that you are. And I think it's sort of okay, let's just take that example. If you play chess, you want to play chess professionally, become a chess player, professional chess player, and you lose a game, right? When you lose a game, are you going to tell yourself, oh my God, no one will love me ever again. I'm such a horrible person. I'm such a creep. No, you're going to lose that game. Be like, oh, you know what? I had a bad day, man. I just got to study more and whatever. Kind of pissed off, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to get better. So being bad at chess is not going to mess with your identity. But if you go out and let's say you're a girl or you want to talk to this cute guy and you get rejected by that cute guy, then you might start thinking those things of like, oh well, Mel, I don't deserve to be loved. I'm not pretty. Oh, I can't find anyone. No one will ever love me in life. And then seduction is so tied to our identities, when we get rejected or when we get good things. There's such a huge ego identity around it. And that's why it's so hard to break out of it. It's so hard to learn it. and it's probably one of the most difficult things any man could learn. Um but yeah, so this is why I think nobody learns it. So if you learn it, you're really badass. For example, Elon Musk, people told him he couldn't build SpaceX, it would work, etc. He made it against all odds. But the guy can't use the same determination to master seduction. Definitely. Um, but I think also it's not just that, but also some people have different goals. So some people, um, they just want nothing to do with, let's say, the opposite sex. They want nothing to do with, um, getting laid a lot. Some people just have very low sex drives, or some people just they just have different goals that are, I guess, less about themselves. So Elon Musk is very, I guess, more selfless than other people because he's sacrificing his entire life to, I guess, to save the planet Earth, to make the Earth a better place, to make this world, save this world, right? But learning seduction, a lot of learning seduction is kind of just like you do it for yourself. It's personally, I have a hard time while I'm doing pickup to tell myself that I'm doing that for the greater good, to help society. It's kind of, I go to a festival, kiss a girl or two, and I'm like, okay, well, did I contribute anything to society? Not really. But when I make those videos, when I help you guys out, um, when I, inspire you guys, then I feel like I'm offering something, that I'm doing something greater than myself. You know what I mean? So I guess it depends. It really depends. And yeah, it just depends on your goals. Yeah, he did cry about not being with someone. That's true, actually. There was this interview, I don't remember with who, but I think it was Neil Strauss or something. And then he just like, yeah, he's feeling miserable because he doesn't have a girl. So that's why you need personal development. You can't just get success. You gotta personally develop. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this live stream soon. So all of you guys that are on right now, shoot me your questions like crazy. Like, shoot me all your questions right now so I can answer all of them. Don't hold back. If you ever got a question, don't hesitate. I know you've got a question right now in your mind. I know you do. So shoot it right now. Don't hesitate. You got to take those opportunities when they come to you in life, because I'm only there once a week. I'm not there every day for your questions. So, how do I start to learn seduction? And thanks for the advice. I'll definitely use it. Awesome. Seduction. How do you learn it? Well, you just what I did is when I started, I googled how to get a girl, how to get a girlfriend, whatever. Just went on Google, started doing that, and that's what I did. And I started with going out during the day. So then I would, let's say, as I would go to a school or something, back when I was still in college or whatever, I would go up to girls and talk to them. But at first it was too hard. So what I would do is I would just ask for the time, kind of like, because I was terrified to even just say hi to a stranger. I couldn't even ask for the time. It was so terrifying to me. So I started asking for the time to old people and asking where was XYZ place, asking for directions. I did that for I don't know for how long I did that. It took me like at least a few weeks before I started, talking to girls like in a more flirtatious manner. So it depends where you're blocked right now. If you have a lot of social anxiety, you might have to do this entire route of baby steps. But if you're already pretty social guy, just start with learning how to flirt. There are many books on that. There are many videos on that. There's actually a video on my channel on how to pick up girls at festivals. So you should definitely check that out if you want to learn seduction in festivals. But I think the principles are overall the same. If you're starting out, okay, I think this is the best tip. Go direct, show your intentions really, and make sure that your intentions are clear. And, and take her hand and lead her around and focus on showing that you have a dick, basically. You gotta show the girl that you are a man. If you're beginning, if you just do that, you will get results. At the beginning, you just be yourself and you fully show that you're interested in the girl, you will get results if you're a beginner. And then once you start progressing a little bit, then you will have to, maybe tone your seduction down and trying to be a little more mysterious, a little more push pull, they call it. But yeah, if you're starting out, just really take the baby steps and then start going direct. I think that's the best way. Any books to recommend? So many books. So many books. Which one? I don't know, but I have a book list at the end of each of my videos, sort of my top five books. And actually, let me show you another book. So I showed you Mastery by George Leonard. Amazing. If you want to learn anything, you want to learn pickup, you want to learn seduction, whatever you want to learn, get that freaking shit. It's amazing. All right, let's get another one. Another book. Which book should I take? Whatever book should I take? Oh yeah. No, we talked about seduction, right? Another book about seduction. Seduction! The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. Where's his name? Robert Greene, right there. Robert Greene. This book, it's actually very detailed. So I would suggest that book actually to everyone that wants to learn pickup and seduction. But we talked about seduction. Seduction is a lot more than just picking up girls and just kissing them and stuff. Seduction is sort of like it's you learn to make people fall in love with you, like you a lot, and if whether you want to seduce a girl or you want to seduce an audience, could be a big audience, a large audience, let's say on the internet. So I'm using the principles in this book to seduce you guys, seduce you girls, whatever. There's many things in that book where they talk about, the different stages of seduction, where you got to choose the right type of person. You choose, and then you master the art of conveying yourself in the right way. So I'm just going to read to you some headlines. So the first step is to choose the right, they call it choose the right victim. So creepy. Choose the right person to seduce. And then you gotta create a need, create a sense of security with that person and enter their spirit, create temptation, keep them in suspense. Suspense really important. And yeah, that's how you become a seduction master. Check out that book. How to deal with a manipulative narcissist. It's my cousin. Should I never give him validation when he is bragging about himself? Definitely. I think whoever is talking a lot about themselves, narcissist, they get a lot of validation from talking about who they are, talking about their achievements, and really sort of validation seeking. So just call him out on it. Be like, hey, listen, this is my approach to everything, by the way, to any difficult person to deal with, is like, just tell them, hey, listen, I don't like what you're doing right now. I think the number one step is just be direct, because being indirect, it just breeds more manipulation, more problems, more of that shit. So I think it's important that you be really direct, that you get it out of the way as soon as possible. So that's my recommendation to you. And then afterwards, just if he continues, then I would consider hanging out with him less and stuff like that. There's a lot to say. Obviously, I'd have to know about the entire situation, but yeah, that's how you should start. For seduction, I recommend The Alabaster Girl by Zan Perian and Mode 1, and Say It Again by Ellen Roger Curry. Thanks a lot, by the way. I'm gonna check these out. I'm gonna add them to my list because I'm always trying to learn more. So for seduction, I recommend this channel. Thanks a lot. And the most red pill ever. Yeah, exactly. You gotta take the red pill in life. You gotta learn about the truth, be willing to face the truth, go about it. And I think many people, even in personal development, many people try to avoid the truth. They try to avoid reality. They run away from reality. They run away from the truth. But this channel is the entire opposite. So it's telling you like, yo, this is the truth. Go for it right now. This is reality. Don't run away from reality. It's the opposite of the rest of the internet. What does the rest of the internet trying to tell you? They're trying to make you escape from what is true, right? They don't talk to you. Even self-help. Self-help don't even talk to you about how to deal with manipulation and how to deal with the dark triad traits of like the Machiavellian people, narcissistic people, psychopaths, and they shame those aspects of you. If you have that, they tell you, oh, don't be like that. You're going to be a nice person, an honest person. It's like, no, you got to know the truth. Some people are manipulative, and you got to learn to deal with them, whether it's at work, whether it's, I don't know, like a bully at school or whatever, or your teachers. That's just kind of how it is. And in the success world too, sometimes it might sound a little negative, but I think sometimes there's some truth to it. I think we all got to learn. We all got to look for the truth ourselves. And obviously, it's all subjective. So, yeah. But the most important thing is action. Learn from your mistakes. Be direct. Fuck yeah. This is kind of sounds like how I sound to myself in my head. When I'm being lazy, it's like, take action. Feast and LMS. What's that? I'll check that out. How the hell to become charismatic? It seems girls are always chasing those guys. Well, again, this book, check out this book. It's really, really, really detailed. Like, you learn everything about seduction in there, I feel. Not everything. There's always more to learn. But charisma. I think the most charismatic people, they're really passionate about something, or they're really passionate about the other person, about people. And their passion just kind of rubs off on you, and you're drawn to it. I think that's what I think. There are many facets to charisma, but I think if you just really learn to really enjoy the other person, and you kind of forget about yourself, forget about your identity, and forget about your identity, forget that you even exist. You kind of like listen to that person and kind of get get seduced into them, and you let yourself be seduced. I think the best way to seduce is to let yourself be seduced and be like, hey, you know what? I'm getting seduced by you. I don't know what it is about you, but like, you are awesome, whatever that is, It's hard to face the truth when you're located in lowest place of hierarchy. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think you really gotta be willing to confront the truth yourself. And really, when you're at the lowest of the lows in your life, this is when it's the easiest to run away and escape. The easiest to run away and do something else and pretend like everything is fine, right? So I'm gonna wrap up in 2 minutes. I'm just gonna read the last few questions, and I'm gonna go get myself some tea and relax before I go to sleep. Psychology can be useful. Yes. Have you tried reading Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion? People have been saying it's a good book. No, unfortunately, I haven't read it. But Psychology of Persuasion, I should definitely get into that. Because, yeah, me, I don't know about you guys, but sort of, I say something. And whenever I say something, if I believe it's important, I kind of want to persuade you. I really want to persuade you. I want you to believe it. But if you don't believe it, I'm kind of like, well, whatever. Who cares? Go live your life, and it doesn't matter if you don't believe me. We're probably not meant to be friends, or we're probably not meant to get along. There's kind of this kind of my mentality. It's like, well, I could persuade people, but if they don't believe, I don't care. It's like, I'm just doing my thing, like, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Going back to the theme of this live stream, stop trying to prove anything to anyone. Live your life fully to the fullest, not having to try to prove that you're the best, that you're worthy, that you're confident. You just are fucking awesome. You don't need to prove it. Thanks for doing this, Nameless. Appreciate the answers. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Shameless Fag. Thank you, Elite Viper. Thank you, It's Volks. I hope I say it well. Thank you, Abensur. Thank you to Jack Philosopher. And thank you, Leo Ahmad. Thank you, Faithful Clan. Thank you, all of you guys. I hope I did not miss anyone, any of you guys. And I'll see you next time. Peace. And don't forget to click. Don't forget to check in the descriptions. Many of you guys ask for books, and get them there because it's fucking awesome. All right, peace.